What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I hope everybody's doing great. Thank you for the questions for Q&A Tuesday. I'm just going to dive right into it. Discotech, you're up first. He asked, hey John, what is the best way to sell DJ packages to clients? So it depends on what it is. Schools we handle differently than we do weddings. One of the biggest things for selling with weddings for me is the initial consult. I don't bring contracts. I don't like to pressure our clients. I like to talk to them about our different packages. Of course, you know, the discounts change package to package. Our base package for weddings starts out with just the bare minimums. No lighting, just a 4-hour reception. They can add on the ceremony sound. They can add on the cocktail hour, which I think we may redo it. So the package has the cocktail hour and ceremony all inclusive to our basic package. Then our second package, I think, has our totems and our monogram, and then the third tier has the totems, monogram, and uplights. Obviously, you save the most by going with the third package. I tell clients that they always can add on to the setup, so you always can go up. You know, I know when we got married, it was, 3 years ago in March, or this past March, and it's overwhelming when you start going through all the processes of getting vendors, and you're writing out checks left and right, and it's a lot of money going out, and it's overwhelming. And I try to remember that when I sit down with clients and talk to them about their wedding. I try to remember how I felt when we were booking vendors and we were writing $1,000 checks left and right. So I try to tell them that, hey, if anything, you could book for the bare minimums just to reserve your dates, just to reserve myself or reserve one of our other DJs. And, kind of once you get your budget in line, or you kind of get over that first wave of being overwhelmed with everything, we can sit down and we can start talking about lighting. Some of our clients come to us and they've seen stuff, whether it's Wedding Wire or The Knot, or they've seen stuff on YouTube, and they know exactly what they want. Those are great clients to work with. Or, some of them have seen photos of stuff, and they're like, hey, we like this kind of look. How can you do this? And so a lot of times it's not so much just throwing out packages to them. It's listening to the individual client's needs, kind of talking about what their wants are, and, going from there. So hopefully that kind of helps you out, Discotech. Tamika Johnson, will you share with us what brand of moving heads you use and why you never use any spots? So we use Chauvet fixtures. We have American DJ movers. We have some non-brand movers. So we kind of go all over the spectrum with it. We're looking to pick up a bunch of InnoBeams or something similar to the small beam LED. Personally, I'm a fan of beams. For our school dances, you'll pretty much always see beams or wash movers. I really don't use spots at school dances, and I think because the 5Rs that we have next to the Chauvet Q-Spot 260s, there's such a huge difference in punch that it's almost embarrassing to bring the Q-Spots out. And honestly, our 5Rs have a frost filter, so if there's anything particular we need to kind of spotlight, like a king queen dance, or if we need to spotlight the MC on the stage, we're able to do that with the frost filter or with our other wash moving heads to wash out those areas with lights. So really, I really don't have a use for spots other than weddings. And weddings, we use the Q spots a lot because a lot of venues, we don't need this huge punch of a 5R. And don't get me wrong, I would love to have some 5R spots, and I'm sure that's down the road for us. I know there is an LED RGBW spot floating around. I think it's 150 watts. I think each LED or each color is about 33 and something change watts per color. So I'm really kind of interested to see how that fixture comes over to the U.S. market, and American DJs are Chauvet. I believe Elation and some of the higher end fixtures, they do have the multicolor LED, but I'm not a big shot. I can't afford thousands and thousands of dollars for a single fixture. So those are, hopefully that, kind of answers your questions, and hopefully I answered why we don't use spots at schools, but we do use them at weddings. Regardless of 52, trying to decide between a Reign 62 and a TTM 57 Mark II or Pioneer SZ. I want to start using my techniques at higher end indoor weddings. Currently running my turntables with an Akai AMX and LDP8. Right now, I'm running the SX, but I like to upgrade to the SZ. What are your thoughts, Isaac? So I hate the SX. If money wasn't an issue and I did not want to sell it to get money to upgrade to the SZ, I would run the SX over. I would drag it down the street. I hated the SX. The SZ I love. You probably never see those turntables over there. Those turntables move from that position because I take that SZ everywhere. I love it. And I used to take those turntables out everywhere. And I swore I would never leave turntables. But that SZ, everything is just right where you want it. So, you're kind of on two different spectrums. The 62 and 57 are two-channel, kind of battle mixers per se. And the SZ is something kind of... I couldn't see myself with an SZ using turntables, and I know you can do it that way. I don't think I could have that big of a spread between my actual mixer and where my turntables would be. I kind of like everything all next to each other. So let's take the SC out of the equation and just look at the 62 and the 57. I love the 57 because that was like my first official Reign mixer. And then when the 62 came out, I loved the cue points. I love the different pages you could do with the cue points. I love the way the 62 was laid out. I really like how the 64 is laid out, and I would kind of like to have a 64 mainly because of the two mic inputs. And that was one of my biggest issues with weddings and taking my turntables was I only had one mic input on the 62. And I believe the 57, they still have one mic input on it. So that was always a holdup for me, and that's why I did like the 64 a lot when it came out because of the two mics. I'm not a fan of bringing external mixers to weddings or to other corporate functions that I really don't need to. So it was always kind of a toss-up for me between the 62 and the 57 versus the 64. Between the 62 and the 57, your original question for the Mark II 57, I don't know. Like I've seen the 57, but I haven't really kind of looked into it in depth. So I'm going to go with if I had the option right now, I'd probably stick with the 62 for the time being. Now there's some die-hard 57 people, and when they announced that Serato Scratch Live was being phased out and Serato DJ was the new thing, and that the 57, the Mark I 57 was no longer going to be supported for Serato DJ, or sorry, Scratch Live, I had it right the first time, that the 57 will not be supported with Serato DJ, there was a lot of people upset. And there's a lot of people that I know that still haven't merged over to, Serato DJ because they love their 57, or they just kind of, they don't want to leave Scratch Live in general. So I think the 57 Mark II is a good option for some of those people that haven't made the jump to Serato DJ. I think Serato DJ itself has some amazing features that we've never had with Scratch Live. And I've learned to love some of the stuff like the what is it called? The flip. And I know there's a new one, the beat jump. I haven't really played with that, but the flip I like a lot for making edits and clean versions of tracks on the fly and having it saved and be able to recall it. So I think if for me, I would go with the 62. If you've liked the 57 and you've used the 57 before, the Mark II may be the way for you. So I think really honestly, you just try them both. Find somewhere that you can play with them. Find a buddy that has one or the other, and take it for a spin. Literally. Let's see. Tim Bobbitt, how did you create your the intro to your video with the JJDJ graphic? I'm assuming you mean the graphic that I used for the promo video we just released. After Effects. It's After Effects. It's called Plugins at After Effects. And then we have a site that we get a bunch of these templates from, and we just from there take the templates and make them into ours and create different little extra perks and everything for them. So hopefully that answered everybody's questions. I think I got to everyone. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I got to everybody. So hopefully that answered everybody's questions. And thank you. And we'll get back to Q&A Monday next week. Get your questions ready. I'm looking forward to it. Until then, guys, keep doing what you love. Chase those dreams. Remember, no matter what anyone says, what the peanut gallery says, what your parents may say, what your best friends may say, there is no dream that's too big to chase, guys. Chase the dream, follow your heart, and you could do anything. Believe in yourself, guys. I'll talk to you soon.